Hey everyone, welcome back to the Farmers Foodie channel. Make sure you like, subscribe. Trying to grow this channel. Everything's appreciated. Today I'm going to be covering the results from over the weekend, August 29th to August 31st. I have six games today: Lecce versus Milan, Augsburg versus Bayern, Madrid versus Mallorca, Toulouse versus PSG, Liverpool versus Arsenal, and Rayo Vallecano versus Barcelona. So yeah, if you guys are interested on hearing about those games, please stay tuned. And yeah, this is what I have to say. So let's start with the first game, which was on the Friday, which is Lecce versus Milan. I would say Milan were a little bit unlucky at the start of the game. I don't know if you guys saw, there was two goals that got disallowed. One was a Gabia header from a corner, and it was disallowed because of a foul, which was fair. It was fair. He did foul him. And then I think Jimenez's goal got disallowed because it was offside. I mean, you can definitely say Milan were a little bit unlucky, but eventually they did get their goal through a free kick by Luka Modric, which Ruben Loftus-Cheek scored brilliantly, and then they added one more by through Christian Pulisic, who came on, took the ball off the defender, and nice little finish, 1-1 with the keeper. Overall, I think it was a pretty good game for Milan. Pretty solid game. I wasn't able to catch their game last week, but from what I saw this week, I think it's definitely an exciting team. Someone who I really am looking forward to seeing more of is Samuel Ricci, or Ricky. I'm not sure how you say his name. I've really liked him whenever I watched him play for Italy, and I was really excited when I saw he got signed for Milan. He didn't get any minutes last week, I saw, and I think this week he got a few. Yeah, you can see here. He came on in the 76th minute, but I'm really excited to see how he develops. We'll see what happens. I don't know if he'll be a starter. I know Yunus Musa just got sold, or it's not sold, but I think got loaned or sold away. Maybe he'll open up a spot. I know he was playing right wing back this game, but yeah. I think it was a decent game. Yeah, Salamakers I think was very impressive. I really liked him during this game, and I think the defensive line was very solid, especially Pavlovic. I think he did a great job. Estupinian, solid again, and I'd say if I had to pick a man of the match, I guess they gave it to Magnan. I wouldn't have necessarily given Mike Magnan such a high score. I guess yeah, no, he did his job. He did pretty decently. I really like Luka Modric's game. I think he was really controlling that midfield. His set pieces were very good. I believe the disallowed goal was from his corner as well, and obviously he gave them the lead through his free kick. So I think, yeah, Luka Modric would have been my man of the match. I think, yeah, wonderful, wonderful game. But yeah, that's the first 3 points for Allegri's Milan, and I'm quite excited to see how they go. I think they'll only get better throughout the season. And I mean, yeah, maybe predicting them to win was a bit bold. Uh, but yeah, I think they'll be up there, them and Juventus, maybe a two-horse race this season for Serie A. Let's move on to our next game, Augsburg versus Bayern. So, I mean, I was very excited for this Bavarian derby game. I think we started the game pretty well, but I mean, obviously, when it becomes 3-2, you start getting a little bit nervous. One more goal, and it's a tie game. We're dropping points already. Luckily, that didn't happen today. But yeah, I think it was a very exciting game. We created a lot of chances, and I think we could have we should have finished a lot more than we did, which I think has been an issue for us all the time. Like you can see here, like 9 big chances we had, and we missed 6 of them. It's our story, When we actually finish our chances, you see what happens. We beat Leipzig 6-0. But yeah, when we don't finish our chances, this is what happens. Anyways, yeah, I think Kane, great game. I think he should have had even a third assist. Can't remember why, but I feel like I remember him. I was like, oh, that should have been, Kane's third assist. Maybe it was like one of the one-on-ones that got missed later in the game. But I think Kane played a great game. Olise played a great game. Diaz despite this is a really high rating, but I was really, really frustrated with Luis Diaz this game. He had so many chances, especially like I'm sure you guys saw the clips going around. If you didn't watch the game, the chance in like the first like 10 seconds where Olise cuts it back to him, literally puts it on a platter, 2 feet out. for a tap in, and he somehow hits the ball backwards, and like from there on, the game just was frustrating throughout. His one on ones, he wasn't finishing. Whenever he got a good chance to score, it wasn't going in. Let's see how many big chances he missed. It's just only two, but I think it was much worse than that. Like you can see, he had a lot of shots, but I think it was definitely one of the more frustrating games. But the fact that he's getting all those chances is, I think, a solid. I'm not going to turn my back on him like this quick. I'm sure he'll be good for us, and once those chances start going in, he'll be excellent. But yeah, I'm happy he did end up scoring eventually. Like he scored the weirdest shot out of them all, where he's like falling over. But yeah, and Nabri, great header from that Kane pass to get that goal. I think it was a decent game from Nabri. He definitely looks much better centrally than he ever did on the wing in recent times. Goretzka, oh man, I'm just like, I'm done ranting about him. I'm so done with seeing him start constantly. I don't know what more Pavlovich has to do to start. Like he's so much better, so much better than Goretzka, but Goretzka just keeps starting. I'm tired of seeing him. I don't even want to say anything. Kimmich, I think not like super influential today, as we're sort of used to seeing him. He's shot a pretty good game, I'd say, but I have really high standards for Kimmich. He's one of my favorite players. I think for the best midfielder in the world. So yeah, I have high standards for him. Don't think he was bad, but I just think he didn't have the same influence that he usually does in the game. But again, a solid game from him. Still created two chances. Still had 0.61 xG. That's not bad. Good long passing again. Good dribbles. Good tackling, interceptions, and everything. But yeah, I didn't see him like get as influential in terms of our attacks as I usually do. So that's why I said maybe not as much. Limer, I think, was all right. I'm trying to remember. He did, I think, have a chance that he missed. Yeah, this one here. But I think he was solid. I think he probably should have scored his big chance that he had. But I don't. I think he was okay. Like it was not his best game for sure, but good enough, I guess. Upamecano and Ta, not their greatest game, especially Ta. I think he was pretty poor today. I wasn't happy with sort of his performance today. Upamecano as well. I think he was good for the most part. There were some moments. I think the opposition had a ball here where it sort of like got behind him and then squared it, and I think they ended up scoring off of that one. But yeah, not the greatest game. Stanisic again, not the best game for him either. Usually he's a little bit more solid than what we saw today. But yeah, I think we were definitely unfortunate to concede two goals. Like if they didn't have like the best of opportunities. I mean, like yeah, they had 0.51 xG and scored two of them. This one for sure, yeah, was sort of tough to stop. It was like a little cross in, and then I think he hit it on the volley and scored it. Or maybe that was this one. But yeah, tough to stop. But overall, decent game. Let's see, now we have the international break. Let's see how everyone will play when they come back. Oh yeah, Bowie. I'm so tired of Bowie. Bowie was the reason for the second goal. I almost forgot. But yeah, I'd rather just play Limer the whole game than have to see Sasha Bowie come on. I'm so tired of him. Pavlovich should have come on much sooner. Tired of seeing Goretzka. And yeah, the young players didn't get to play today, which was unfortunate. But I think it's understandable considering we were sort of trying to hold on to a one goal lead. So yeah, I think that's sort of everything. Yeah. I'd like to shout out their goalkeeper as well, Damen, who I think was unbelievable today. The amount of chances he saved, although some of them, we really should have been scoring. Maybe it's more on us, but he was outstanding. Next, we have Real Madrid versus Mallorca. I'm trying to think back to this game. It was not super, watching this game super closely, but I know, yeah, there was a goal that got disallowed for Madrid. Yeah, right off the bat for offside, and then I remember, yeah, they scored right after that. Muriqi scored right after that. I was pretty excited. I hate Madrid, so I was kind of excited to see, them potentially losing. But yeah, it didn't last very long. Guler gets his goal. I think that one was assisted by Huijsen, who again, wow, like he just is so good. Like yeah, Dean Huijsen is a wonderful, wonderful player. It's always a joy to watch him. But yeah, I think he was amazing again, once again today. Vinny, obviously, a little bit of his spark seems to be coming back. Scored off the bench and assisted off the bench last week, and scored again today. That was a assisted by Valverde, good little goal. Mbappe got another goal ruled out, and then the Guler handball controversy. While once again, I know it's like where is he supposed to keep his hands, but I feel like in general, um, the rule is sort of for penalties. I think where it's like, oh, if the hands are in a natural position or by your body, it's not a penalty. But I feel like if the ball touches your hand in any way and it leads to a goal, they always sort of disallow it, like whether or not like you could have avoided it or not. Like yeah, I know Gula doesn't really get much of a help by with that handball, but just the fact that it touched his hands, I think in general I've always seen that in the rule book that anything that touches the hand in the build up is disallowed, unfortunately. But yeah, didn't matter. I guess in the long run they won the game anyways. Trent, oh yeah, the first disallowed goal. I just want to shout out to Trent for that pass he gave to Mbappe. That was such an insane pass. But yeah, I think overall decent game. Militao definitely been better, much better than Rudiger. And Carreras, yes, shout out to Carreras because I'd say he was again one of the best performers on the pitch today. He had that goal line clearance, and I think overall going forward defending, he's sort of been the best left back Madrid have had for a while now. Mendy and Fran Garcia. I know Fran Garcia was looking good in the Club World Cup, but I think Carreras has been a step above. So yeah, I think let's see what happens. They're perfect so far, top of the table, um, and Barcelona dropping points this week obviously helped them out. So yeah, let's see what happens going forward. But yeah, excited to see the Alonso team. I do think they clicked a little bit better this week. So I think slowly, progressively, they're getting better and better going forward, which is exactly what I thought. Let's see. They had 1.82 xg, which is not too bad. So yeah, definitely getting better under Alonso. Definitely things are being figured out. So yeah, we'll see. Next, I want to touch on PSG Toulouse. I'm sure you guys have all already seen the João Neves hat trick. And besides the hat trick, I just want to say this is not why, but João Neves is PSG's best midfielder, and I've been saying it all of last season. A lot of people who don't watch PSG obviously saw Vitinha performing in the final, and I know Vitinha is the guy who has the nice touches and the nice passes, but Jean Neves, I think you really see the midfield struggle when Jean Neves isn't there, which is what we saw against Spurs as well when PSG and Spurs met in the Super Cup. But yeah, anyway, Jean Neves is what a wonderful footballer and what a wonderful hat trick he scored. I'm really happy for him. I love Jean Neves, so I was really happy to see that. Two bicycle kicks. One was like a bit of like a training bike, and one was like a proper bike, and then the long shot. So yeah, great game from him. Dembele scoring two penalties, was it, or one penalty? Uh, yeah, one penalty. Yeah, two penalties today, and you got an assist for one of the goals. I guess yeah, gets his GAs, but I don't think he was anything super exceptional today. I think he was all right. Nothing you know amazing. Like I feel like Jean Neves was sort of the one who took the highlights today. Vitinha, yeah, got subbed off at halftime. I think he was doing all right until then. Fabian Ruiz played pretty well, but um, they did crumble a little bit defensively. I know Lucas Chevalier did save a penalty, and I think in general he looked much better today than I feel like some of the previous games, uh, or not the previous games, but I guess like for example against Spurs. But yeah, I think PSG are off to a strong start. They didn't even play their first choice center backs, but yeah, decent game from them, and I think they'll probably continue to dominate, especially with this very amazing core of players they have. Next, we have Liverpool and Arsenal. So this game for me was quite enjoyable, but for a different reason. I know it wasn't exactly like a lot of chances were created or anything. Actually, let's look at the XG this game. Yeah, not neither team created over one XG. Honestly, they created one XG combined between them, but I think it was just fun to watch. Sort of like the two best, I guess, teams you would say in the Prem maybe clash it out against each other. And I'm not one for like the tactical mastermind chess masters or anything. So that's not the reason I say I enjoyed this game. I just was excited to sort of watch the new signings. And yeah, I think I don't know where. Let's start by I guess Sabasalai's free kick. And like even if you like look like that free kick was wonderful, like absolutely insane. It's really well hit, posted in. Goalie's not getting to that. And I know maybe if Raya was positioned a little bit better, he could have gotten it. But realistically, that was an insanely well hit free kick, and yeah, I'm glad it was Szoboszlai who got that because I think he's been so exceptional these past two games at right back. I know he was against Martinelli, which isn't saying much, but I just think he had a wonderful game from right back. He was dropping into the middle, picking up balls from the defense, and progressing the play forward, inverting in, overlapping. I guess overlapping less so, but inverting in. Uh, yeah, I think he was really really good today. Allison had a lot of work to do. I think today he had a really really great game. I'd say, not even just for his shot stopping, but just coming out and sweeping, things like that. Like yeah, he only had one save, but his sweeping and uh, recoveries, throws, catching balls, and everything. I think he played really really well. Kirkes, shout out to him as well. What a great game he had defensively. Madueke got quite a low rating, but I think Madueke was the Arsenal's like sort of only bright spark as far as attack goes. I think he was doing well. I think it's weird because I think Kirkes had a great game, but I also think Madueke had a pretty good game, which is weird since they were up against each other. But I think Madueke, looked alive, looked like he was doing something at least. And I think Kirkes did a great job of shutting Madueke down as well. So I mean, yeah, I guess Kirkes did have a better game, but I think Madueke was also decent. Van Dijk, just again a wonderful, wonderful game from him. His long passing, his just reading of the game, and just getting rid of threats as quickly as he can. Yeah, just amazing from him. And Verts, I think, was very solid today. People were saying like, oh, he was kind of in the first half and got better in the second half, which I agree he was better in the second half, but I do think he had a pretty good first half as well. I feel like every chance or even half chance Liverpool were getting was through words. Like I think he was sort of the reason. Like he was sort of involved in every attacking play, whether it was like passing the balls out to Salah, playing it through for Ekitike, Gakpo, whoever it was. I think Wirtz was always sort of involved, which is nice to see. I think Slot still hasn't been using Wirtz correctly. Wirtz is best used in the final third, right? He's a final third creator, whereas he's sort of ending up much much deeper, like picking the ball up around this area, and like yeah, he's good enough to play there and do that, but you're not gonna get the best out of him when he's at halfway on the pitch. Like you want to be someone who's controlling the possession, getting the ball to him in these areas where he can freely play these players through and actually create chances, and that's what Wirtz is best at. So yeah, hopefully we'll see that. I know it was difficult to see that this game just because of Arsenal pressing really high and not really giving Liverpool much of a chance to have like possession. So it was a very like transition game. But I guess speaking on Arsenal, unfortunate for Saliba to go down so early, but I think Mosquera was very solid that game. He really didn't let Ekitike do anything, which is yeah, like Ekitike I don't think had a great game. Gyökeres either didn't. Neither one of the strikers had a great game, but I think Mosquera did a great job once he came on, and yeah, I think I do see people saying like Arteta didn't come to win this game and whatnot, but I mean, they tried. They pressed Liverpool as much as they could. They tried to get the ball. I know they sat a little bit deeper and were trying to play on transition, but I don't think that's such a bad plan when you're playing at Anfield against Liverpool. Yeah, I think Liverpool just did a great job mitigating the threat, and one or two times where Madueke maybe had half a chance, but Kirkes sort of shut him down pretty quickly. But yeah, I don't think Arsenal fans should be too discouraged by this. There's long season to go, and Anfield away, you guys did pretty well, let's say, all things considered. So yeah, I mean the title's not going to be decided by this. There's a lot more that needs to be done. So yeah, we will see. Oh yeah, one more point. I want to say Curtis Jones coming on really changed the game. I think he was excellent once he came on. And I do want to point out McAllister was very, very poor this game. I don't know. I feel like he just couldn't pass. I don't know if it was because he was rushed back, as some people were saying, but I don't think he had a great game at all. I think he was probably the worst player um, on the pitch, maybe. I mean, I guess you could say Akatike Gyökeres because they didn't do much, Martinelli. But anyways, I have much higher standards for McAllister, and I don't think he was great at all today. And Eze, when he came on, like I feel like this is where Arteta got things wrong. He really should have started Eze over Martinelli. Like Eze in his 20 minutes did a lot more than Martinelli did basically all game. Like Martinelli couldn't get past the boss like all game, and Eze came on and he done him around the line byline here. I remember. So yeah, hopefully we'll see Eze starting more. Yeah, Martinelli's, I think, should have shipped him off to Saudi, to be honest. And our final game, we have Rayo Vallecano versus Barca, which ended 1-1. So just a quick note on this. This was uh, full of controversies. So the first goal was a Lamine penalty, which I don't think was a penalty, but what's insane is VAR couldn't intervene even if they wanted because the VAR was down for maintenance or something, which I think is really sad to see. I don't think we should be having this in any league, and I think this is just really, really, really bad look. I think, yeah, I don't think that was a penalty to begin with, but I mean, Lamine stepped up, he scored the goal, which is great. But I don't know, again, like, I feel like Barca's defense, I know they have two different center backs playing this game, but although they did catch them offside a few times, I definitely think there's a lack of organization back there, and they do sometimes feel like they're a little bit caught out. I think Rafinha, he had a great chance at one point where he could have squared it to Ferran and he could have scored. And maybe this is what, I don't know if you guys saw, but Flick came out after the game and he's like, there was too much selfishness, something along those lines. And I'm not sure if maybe this is the instance he was thinking of. Like Rafinha got the ball and instead, like I think it was the shot. Yeah, he took the shot where he could have squared it to Ferran right there for, I guess, what would have been a pretty easy goal. So maybe that's what he's speaking about. But yeah, I think Rafinha not an amazing game. Ferran, I think did decent. I'd say he was pretty solid. Olmo had a big chance as well, right on the edge of the box, where the net was not as maybe it was just in the box. Goalie was out of sight. There was a few players on the line, and what does Olmo do? He goes and skies it over the bar. You have to hit the target there at least, right? I think yeah, it must have been this chance right here. Yeah, has to do better there. Eric Garcia, I think defensively defensively had a good, pretty good game. I think his passing was not the greatest today, but yeah, I think and both midfielders were decent. Pedri, I think held the ball a little bit too long a couple of the times, but I think overall pretty good. He was really doing well whenever he got pressed, escaping that, which we know he's very capable of, and he was making great passes. But I think his weight of pass was also a little bit off today. And finally, we're gonna get to the man of the match, who I think wow, like this is what Barca have been missing, which is Joan Garcia, because what a game he had. Like this game could have been easily 4-1 to Vallecano, and although this game ended 1-1, it's honestly like Joan Garcia won them the 1 point more so than Barcelona lost out on 2 points because yeah, this game, you had Ter Stegen here, you had even Chesney here. I think this game ends with a Barca loss. So shout out to Joan Garcia. I think he's been great all season, and yeah, I think this is who Barca have really been missing. Yeah, 5 saves, and I think he had so many like sweeping moments. Oh yeah, actually, yeah, you can see six sweeping moments. Like he was just he was the highlight player today, and yeah, I think Barca are lucky they have him, and very lucky that they were able to walk away with a point today. But playing against Vallecano away has sort of always been a bit tough for Barca. So getting a point here is not exactly the worst thing. Like we can probably see their head-to-head history. Um, you can see like here 1-1, 2-1 loss. Um, they lost at home to them. They lost again away. So Vallecano away has always been sort of a difficult game for Barca, from what I remember as well. So a point is not the worst thing, but they definitely have to do better in the upcoming games, especially when you have Villarreal and Real Madrid undefeated at the top of the table right now. Oh, actually, Villarreal drew their most recent game. I forgot, but yeah, I think they'll definitely need to step it up, and I think their defense is in need of or reorganization because yeah, it just hasn't looked great so far. And yeah, that's all the games I have to cover today. Thank you all for watching. If you guys watched this far, please like, subscribe, share the video, comment. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on any games. If you guys have any feedback for me, I'm really open. Keep it constructive. Yeah, thanks, guys. I'll see you guys next week.